Hello, welcome to Decorate, Bake, and Create. Today I'll be making a head wrap out of this material here, 100% cotton. What you do is you fold it in half, the best that you can, fold it in half. Normally you'd use an iron, and that'll help even it out. It'll help that. So, but I'm not going to be using an iron right now. It'll help even it out the best way possible. Okay? So what you take is you'll take one of these, and I don't know what this is, this sewing product is called, but it's to cut your fabric. It has a specific name, but I don't know. I don't know the specific name for that product, other than that you use it to cut your cloth. So you take it and you cut the corner of it off. That's what you do. Cut the corner evenly. And take your time. It may take a while to get everything even the way you're supposed to get it. These things, sometimes they want to cut and sometimes they don't. I don't know. But you just work with it until you get it to cut. That's what you do. Get it cut evenly. So there's one end of it. You cut the corner off like that. And then we're going to go to this side. And then cut this end off, but the opposite side. We're gonna cut going the opposite way, so this way. I really enjoy sewing. I enjoy sewing. While sewing, I enjoy it, but then the end product, you know, that's the real reward when you see what you created. That is very pretty when you see what it is that you have created. That is the exciting part of it, is seeing what you have created. So yeah. Let's see what end. Did I go that way? Yeah. I'm gonna go. Hold on. even that up. Even the corners up. And then cut it. Hold on though, because I think it needs to be this way, yeah. You gotta cut the opposite way than you did the first time. That's what you gotta do. So yeah. Anyway. Sometimes it's trial and error, but it will get done either way. You keep learning, and the next time it'll be better. So after you cut the edges into a triangular way, see? Then you take it to your sewing machine, and you can add a wire to this. You can add a wire to make it a wire headband, or you can just make it without a wire. That's totally up to you. You are the creator when sewing. Let's see. You gotta make sure that your thread that it's threaded well, and your bobbin is threaded. I mean, round. That your bobbin is winded up or wounded up, and then your needle has to be. Obviously, it needs to be threaded. So bear with me as I go about doing this. Because like I said, I'm no expert in sewing, but I sew, and I teach myself how to sew. So you just thread your machine like so, and then you take the thread, and most machines have a light. Excuse me. It'll help if I plug in my machine. Here it goes. This is so exciting to me. Okay, I'm going to thread my needle like such. Sometimes it takes time to thread. You gotta go with it, you know? Just take your time. And then once you thread it, you've got to put the needle down, all the way down, and lift up, because it attaches to the bobbin thread. Okay, and then we just take our headband that we measured and cut the ends off too, and then we sew it. But you gotta leave an opening on one end, so that way you're able to turn it right side out, so you can see the pattern. I would like you to try and make this on your own. It's something that you can do. You can do it. It's just something that, you know, you obviously have to be interested in. Something that you want to do. Creating is fun. And it's nice to see exactly what it is that you created when it's done, when you're done. So let's see. Excuse me. What? Oh, okay. Number 1. Some people stitch straight. Depending on what fabric you use, that determines what stitch you need to use. Typically with clothing, you use the zigzag. Stitch because it allows your fabric to stretch. The straight line, I guess you could use like on the hem of a skirt if you're making it, but anywhere where there's stretch, you'd want to use the zigzag. Typically, zigzag is also used in children's clothing as well. I just wanted to say that. Okay, so let's get started. Let's get sewing here. Wow, look at that. It's amazing, you know, at what you can do. So amazing at the things that you can do. If you put your mind to it, and you obviously want to try to have a straight stitch. Sometimes it doesn't always come out straight, especially if you're not a professional sewer, but that'll come in time. And if you want to focus on your stitch being straight, there is somewhere on this machine where you can lower the speed on how fast you are sewing. But for some reason, I cannot, I don't know what that is right now. But when I remember what that is, I will be sure to let you know what that is. And as you are sewing, and if you see that your fabric isn't aligning correctly, then you align it. You align it as you go. That's what you need to do, align it as you go. Like now, I noticed that my fabric was not aligning correctly, and so I fixed it. Okay. And remember, you have to leave an opening. Whoa. That went off a little bit. See? That's why sometimes it's good to have it on a slower speed for sewers that are not so experienced as myself. But in time, you will be. In time, it'll come to you. It takes practice. Everything takes practice. So then you lift the needle and the foot up of the sewing machine. Okay? And then you cut this right here. You cut all the loose threads here. And you snip it off, you cut it so it's not there just hanging around, you know. You don't want that there. You want to cut that off. All the loose threads. So yeah, I have a small business called Decorate, Bake, and Create, where I decorate, bake, and create. And this is my creating part. I guess all of it's creating. Whether you decorate, whether you bake, you sew, it's creating. Okay, so this open side that we left open, we want to, hold on one second. It's not, let's take the needle back down when you want to sew again. And when you want to put the foot down again, the foot on the sewing machine. That's what it's called, the foot. We want to finish sewing this. Let me put this so you can see the sewing machine. And we want to align the fabric correctly. And then we want to begin sewing and making sure that it's sewn correctly. Yeah, and then reverse and sew backward, because that helps keep the stitch in the fabric. So we want to want to needle thread and the bottom thread, and we want to continue to sew this until it stays sewed. Okay. And I would recommend a zigzag stitch on these head wraps. Okay. So now we will take this out, fabric side upright. They got all these tools for sewing, you know. I don't have all the tools as of yet, but to be able to reverse this easier than how I'm doing it. I don't yet have that, but in time I will have all my sewing supplies, God willing. But yeah, leave in the comments, what do you like to sew? Are you a sewer? Have you created anything such as headbands or anything like that? I made this stuff here. I made these products: purses, scrunchies, apron, pillowcases, other head wraps, baby items, burp cloth, just stuff like that. Not just stuff like that. Cute and unique products. Very cute, I would like to say. I think so. Blankets. So, yeah. Sometimes this is gonna take time to make. Yeah, before you turn it inside out, you have to make sure that it's that the thread, you know, took, and that it doesn't start coming unthreaded, because then your product will not be very good. So let's do that. And the bobbin needs to be rethreaded. So that's what we're going to do right now. Rethread the bobbin. That takes time, but that's okay. Take your time. So that way it comes out the way you'd like it to. So you put your bobbin right here on the bobbin spool, and you put it right here, and you thread it from the needle thread. You put it on the bobbin. There's a hole in the bobbin, and you enter the thread into that hole, and you place it into the bobbin and onto the I'm not sure what that's called, but it's a little it's where you could place your bobbin at, to the right of your sewing machine. And then to start spooling, to start threading your bobbin, you need to let's see, what is it that hold on. You have to turn it to the right, click it to the right. That's what you have to do. Take your bobbin, and when you put it onto that where the bobbin belongs, you turn it, click it to the right, and then the SP will come on, and that's like you're gonna thread your spool. And how you thread your spool is, if your sewing machine comes with a foot pedal, you just push that down like that, and you hold on to the thread to sew. I threaded the spool like this, and then I am going to put the spool back into the sewing machine where it goes, cut the thread from the needle and the spool where it connects, put the spool, threaded spool back into where it goes, and then follow the arrows, and then you cut the spool thread. And then you just cover it back up like this. Like that. And then you take the thread from your needle and make sure it's threaded correctly after that, like I'm doing now. Okay, and then we're gonna go back like that, and then we're gonna put the needle down like this, and then lift it back up, and it connects with the spool thread, like that. So, yeah. Let me get my head wrap. So let me push it down here. Lift this down. And then keep, oh, it's on reverse. You gotta put it on forward for right now. And make sure that it's sewing correctly. Sometimes it doesn't always go the way you expect it when you're sewing, but that is okay. You keep on sewing. You just do what it takes to continue sewing. Like it gathered up the thread here. The thread gathered here. Okay. Excuse me. So yeah, use the zigzag. Use the zigzag stitch is what you want to do. So yeah, what products have you been making if you're a sewer? Or any product, any products at all, crafts, anything of the sort. Leave it in the comments. I would be interested in knowing what you like to do. Leave it in the comments. I would love to know. And what would you like to see me, what other things would you like to see me sew and create, or just create in general? That I would be interested in knowing that as well. These little things work great to snip off the little threads that you need snipping. It works wonders. Hold on one second. This is not, okay, I gotta get the corner there. And it's not gathering very well. Let me reverse and make sure to get that corner. Sometimes that's good to do on the corners. So reverse, sew forward, and then reverse again, sew forward. And then sometimes like the fringes here, the fringes of your product, if you want, just cut them off like that. The fringes off the edges. So it's not all, you know, it doesn't gather up on you when you turn it inside out. So that's real pretty. I love it. Okay. Make sure that your stitching is nice and strong, tight, like that. Take it, make sure it's not gonna come apart. And once you go through that, then you take your headband And you begin to turn it right side out. See, I found another area where it needs to be, where it needs to be sewn. Make sure that you check that out before you turn it inside out. This is where we need to do this, where I'm looking at right here. This is where, hold on, let's see. Oh, right here. Definitely use the zigzag stitch because I used the straight stitch, and you are not supposed to use the straight stitch for headbands. Nope. Use the zigzag stitch. Number 4 is the zigzag stitch. Get that going, and once you get it aligned, put the foot down like that, and then start sewing, and there you go. Oh God, the thread ran out. I have to thread the machine. I mean the needle again. Almost. If it's too long, you can go ahead and snip it. And then thread your machine, your needle, I mean. Like that. Look at how you don't need a very expensive sewing machine to sew. You can start off with any type of sewing machine, really, of your choosing. Yeah, just research the sewing machines. Research them as you go along. If you're looking for us to purchase a sewing machine, research it. I have a Viking Husqvarna Viking sewing machine, and it works well. It's a good sewing machine. It was recommended to me. And it is a very well made, and it does what it has to do and more. I still haven't learned everything about this sewing machine, but it works very good. Okay, so now we're going to turn this inside out. Not, well, right side out. Let's see. This is such a pretty pattern. So pretty. I love it. I really, really, really like it. And the good thing about headbands and head wraps, hair accessories, is that the good thing about sewing in general is that there's all different types of patterns, fabrics, all different type of designs and fabrics, you know, that you can use to sew and create. You know, you could make anything. You can make napkins. You can make, what else can you make? Just anything. My gosh. You know, you could make table, what are those called? I can't think. Placemats. Pretty placemats. That's what I was thinking at first, using this to make placemats, table placemats, but then I decided to use it for my head wrap. It's a little bit of a thicker material than I usually make my head wraps out of, but I'll see how it goes, how this material goes. You know, this is 100% cotton. Coming along. Coming along very well. You can do all things. Like I was saying, you can do all things through Christ, which strengthens you. You gotta come up with like I guess that would be live, right? I don't have a live YouTube thing, you know, a YouTube option. But I wish I was able to where, you know, I could speak directly with you, you know. Yeah. Gotta create. create, create. Bake, bake, bake. Decorate, decorate, decorate. All unto the glory of God. I'm gonna make some more of these headbands. Yeah, just experiment with this, with these headbands, you know, like, there's many things you can do, you know, put gems on it, you know, if you want to bling it out, I guess, that's pretty as well. So many things you can do. Use your creative mind to do so. And if it doesn't come out right for you the first time or the subsequent times, then you just keep on trying and you'll be able to do it. Just keep trying. Don't give up. You gotta keep at it. It takes practice. It takes practice. Don't let other people tell you that you can't do something, that you can't do something. You can. Especially with God right there with you, by your side, you can. I have some, what is that called? I have a bench, like in my welcome room. I want to paint that, you know? I want to, I don't know, would you call it restore it? I want to paint it. I want to beautify it. That's my word. I want to beautify it. I want to make it nice. I want to put like a pillow to put on top of there so you could sit and put your shoes on or take them off, you know. And I'll be sharing that on YouTube as well. When I do that, I'll share it. Yeah, that's another YouTube. That's what I want to do. That's what I have in mind to do. I want to paint my door. I think that's so pretty when you see painted doors, you know, like a lighter color than your home. It's so pretty. So this is almost done here. It's looking good. Looking real good. And that's another thing. It's good to have like one of those, it's for sewing, where you can take the corners out. You can also use whatever else you may have. I don't know. Take the corners out when you're sewing. So much. It's fun to sew. So yeah. Okay, and then we take this and we sew this. And we want to cut this. Cut this off. And cut the fringes. fringe it. Corner like that. And try to put the, I'm gonna try to even it out, and if there's fringes left, then you put it within there, like that. And then you sew it. We're going to put the edges into the fabric, just like that. Okie dokie. Let's get this corner. Hold on a second. Just like that. Hold on a second. This needs to be rounded up. Fringes off of it, or the thread. So pretty. look it. This is your headband. Look at how nice it is. Look at how nice. You can put a wire in there and make it a wire headband. Look at how nice. Look, how pretty. Like the way the headband came out? Look at that. So cute. I'm just loving this headband. And you could style this many different ways. So cute. This is one of my favorite ways though. Yep. www.lizetteMichelle.com. Thank you for joining me today. Bye. Follow your dreams and make sure that you use your creativity in everything that you do throughout the day. Bye. God bless.